The world of photography and videography is buzzing with anticipation, and at the center of all this excitement stands the upcoming Sony A7V, often referred to as the A7V. For years, the Sony A7 lineup has been one of the most influential product families in the mirrorless camera market, driving innovation, shifting professional standards, and redefining what creators expect from a full-frame system. Now, as we move deeper into 2025, all signs point towards Sony preparing to unveil the next generation of its iconic Alpha 7 series. Insider reports, registration leaks, and production whispers have transformed what were once just rumors into a near-certain reality. For photographers, filmmakers, and hybrid creators alike, the Sony A7V promises to be more than just another release. It looks to be a statement about the future of image making. In this article, we'll break down everything we know and everything that has been speculated about the Sony A7V, its release timeline, expected specifications, pricing strategy, and how it could position itself in today's ultra-competitive market. Along the way, we'll also explore how it fits into Sony's decade-long legacy of mirrorless dominance. The legacy of the A7 series. To fully appreciate the excitement surrounding the A7V, it's important to look back at how the A7 series has shaped the industry. When Sony released the A7 III in 2018, the photography world took notice. At the time, it struck a nearly perfect balance between affordability, professional-grade performance, and cutting-edge innovation. With its full-frame sensor, strong autofocus, and accessible price, the A7 III didn't just win over enthusiasts, it became a go-to choice for working professionals. It was a landmark release that brought full-frame mirrorless into the mainstream. 3 years later, in 2021, Sony followed up with the A7 IV. This model refined what made the A7 III so beloved while raising the bar in terms of resolution, autofocus sophistication, and color science. The A7IV also improved video features, positioning itself as a hybrid tool for both stills and motion creators. While it entered the market at a higher price point, its enhanced capabilities kept it competitive against rivals like Canon's EOS R5 and Nikon's Z6 II. Now, in 2025, expectations for the A7V are enormous. Sony has had several years to learn from the rapidly evolving needs of photographers and filmmakers. With competition fiercer than ever, the company must deliver a camera that honors the A7 legacy while also pushing into new territory. Release timeline and confirmation. For months, the Sony A7V was discussed mostly in speculation, but recent developments confirm that the launch is no longer just rumor. Production reports from Wuxi, China indicate that manufacturing of the new model has already begun. Official registration codes surfaced in May 2025. Strong indicator that an announcement is imminent. Given Sony's historical product cycles, many industry watchers expect the A7V to be officially unveiled before the end of 2025, potentially aligning with major trade shows or photography expos. This timing makes sense. With Canon and Nikon aggressively pushing their own flagship mirrorless systems, Sony cannot afford to stay silent. A well-timed release could secure its position at the forefront of the hybrid camera market. Pricing strategies. Moving up market. One of the most discussed topics whenever Sony launches a new A7 series camera is price. Based on early reports, the A7V is expected to retail in the range of $2,799 to $2,999 United States dollars for the body-only version. This pricing represents a modest increase over the A7 IV. On one hand, this reflects inflation and Sony's broader strategy of nudging the A7 line into more premium territory. On the other, it raises a question: is Sony charging more simply because of brand dominance, or does the A7V truly bring enough innovation to justify the increase? For creators in Europe, Asia, and other markets, additional taxes and import duties may push the final price significantly higher. This could make the A7V one of the most expensive non-flagship Sony cameras to date. Sensor choices. Resolution versus speed. At the heart of the A7V debate lies its sensor technology. Several credible rumors suggest that Sony is considering two distinct directions. 1. High-resolution BSI-CMOS sensor likely to exceed 33 megapixels. Designed for maximum detail, cropping flexibility, and uncompromising sharpness. Perfect for landscape, commercial, and studio photographers. would put the A7V in direct competition with the Canon EOS R5 and Nikon Z8. 2. Stacked CMOS sensor prioritizing speed around 33 megapixels, but optimized for ultra-fast readout and low rolling shutter. Ideal for sports, action, and wildlife photography. Strong appeal for hybrid creators who value both stills and video performance. Which sensor Sony chooses will define the identity of the A7V. If it opts for high resolution, the camera will be embraced by detail-obsessed professionals. If it goes with speed, it may become the ultimate all-rounder for hybrid shooters. Some insiders speculate Sony could even release two variations of the A7V, but this remains unconfirmed. Processing power and autofocus regardless of which sensor is chosen. One feature is all but certain: the Bion's XR processor. Already seen in Sony's flagship Alpha 1, this processor provides faster readout speeds, reduced lag across shooting and playback, enhanced noise reduction and dynamic range performance. Even more exciting is the inclusion of next-generation AI-driven autofocus. Sony's autofocus has long been considered the industry leader, but the A7V is expected to push boundaries further. Real-time subject recognition for humans, animals, birds, and vehicles. Improved tracking performance in low light and complex backgrounds. Smarter background separation for video. For event photographers, documentary shooters, and sports professionals, these improvements could prove transformative. Video capabilities, a tool for modern creators. Sony's hybrid reputation means that the A7V cannot just excel at photography, it must also be a serious video tool. Early leaks point to a robust set of filmmaking features, 4K 16-bit RAW output via HDMI for professional color grading, S-Log3 and S-Cinetone profiles for cinematic tonal range, 10-bit for 2.2.2 internal recording, supporting demanding workflows, improved thermal management to minimize overheating during long takes, possibility of full frame 4K at 120 FPS, though this is still uncertain. While the camera may not reach 6K capture, its video specifications still position it as a powerful tool for YouTubers, indie filmmakers, and commercial shooters who need both portability and professional results. Stabilization and handling. Sony has long offered in-body stabilization, but the A7V could raise the bar significantly. Reports suggest it may provide up to 8 stops of compensation, among the best in its class. This would allow creators to shoot handheld with confidence, reducing the need for gimbals in many situations. Combined with Sony's proven weather sealing, ergonomic grip, and customizable controls, the A7V is expected to deliver a shooting experience that feels refined yet familiar. Media, connectivity, and workflow. Modern creators need more than just strong specs, they need seamless workflow integration. Sony seems to recognize this, as the A7V is rumored to include dual card slots, supporting both CF Express Type A and SD-UHS for speed and flexibility, USB-C 3.2 for fast tethering and data transfer, full-size HDMI for professional video output, advanced wireless options, enhancing remote shooting and file delivery. These features are especially valuable for professionals working in fast-paced environments like weddings, live events, or commercial sets. Competition, a high-stakes market. Sony does not operate in a vacuum. Its rivals are pushing aggressively. Canon has the EOS R5 Mark II, bringing formidable hybrid capabilities. Nikon has the Z9 and Z8, offering professional performance without a mechanical shutter. Leica and Panasonic are also innovating in both video and stills technology. To succeed, the A7V must not only compete, it must differentiate. That means delivering a package of performance, reliability, and future-ready features that justify its higher price tag. Who should be excited? The A7V is clearly designed for hybrid creators. Photographers who demand high-resolution stills, filmmakers who need professional-grade video, and content creators who straddle both worlds will all find reasons to be intrigued. Event shooters will appreciate its low-light autofocus. Wildlife photographers will value its speed. Indie filmmakers will celebrate its internal 10-bit recording and RAW output. Of course, the rising cost and uncertainty over final sensor specifications may cause hesitation for some. But for those seeking a future-proof tool in 2025, the A7V is shaping up to be one of the strongest contenders on the market. Final thoughts. With statement about the future of Sony A7V is more than just the next camera in a successful product line. It represents Sony's vision of the future of hybrid shooting, with its rumored blend of high-resolution imaging, advanced AI autofocus, professional-grade video features, best-in-class stabilization, and refined ergonomics. It aims to set new expectations in a rapidly evolving market. As we wait for the official announcement, one thing is clear: the A7V is not just another release, it is a milestone moment for photographers and filmmakers everywhere. If Sony delivers on even half of the rumored specifications, the A7V could once again shift the balance of power in the mirrorless world, just as the A7II did back in 2018.